Hello, welcome to Mornings with Niramas. I'm Joseph, and I'm joined today by Jonathan Fryxelius. So welcome.
Hi, thank you.
It's really fun to have you on here, and I am really curious to hear about some news that you want to share with me and with the viewers about upcoming things for from Fryxgames and for some of course, Terraforming Mars. And first of all, I am really curious to hear about the new seasonal promo for Terraforming Mars. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, of course. We had 4 season promos yet. So we had for 2021, we began with the spring season promo, and then we have the summer, and then the autumn, and then the winter season promo. And today is the last day for the winter season promos for 2021. And now that we're commencing a new year, we really look forward to release 4 new season promos. And when we do this, the old season promos will be available as a pack. So tomorrow we're going to release a pack of all the 4 season promos, as well as the Asteroid Rights promo, which was also released last year. So there's going to be a new pack with all 5 cards for those of you who missed some of them. And we're also going to start a new series of 4 new season promo cards. And we've got a lot of feedback, a lot of people telling us that these promos are really fun, they're really great, but a lot of people are screaming for prelude cards.
Yeah.
So so this year we're going to release 4 seasonal promo prelude cards. So all 4 of them are going to be prelude cards, and we have some really nice effects for them. And I'm going to release or reveal now the first one, and you're going to have a picture of it, but I want
Yeah.
to hold it in my hand as well. So this is the new partner season promo, and the new partner says that you're immediately going to get 1 mega credit production, then you draw 2 new prelude cards and choose one of them and play it instantly. So basically this is only a buff of 1 mega credit production, and then you get a second prelude card. And the gambit here, or the gamble that you're going to do, is that you don't know what the other two prelude cards are going to be.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit of a risk, but you're still getting 1 mega credit production more from the prelude cards with this one. So it's a really nice one, especially if you don't have any other alternatives that you didn't feel like they were the right ones. Maybe you got one good one, and then you take this risk. You take a mega credit production and get 2 more chances to get what exactly what you want.
It sounds like my kind of card. I always like a little bit of gambling in in my games, and I think like you say, I mean, for this, there's a balance, right, to the standard prelude cards that they're all sort of the same strength, and here you get something
Mm.
extra as a
Mm.
reward as well. So
So basically, the reasoning behind this is, of course, that the risk of not seeing the cards before you get them,
yeah,
that's worth something. So
yeah,
uh, of course that risk might turn out to be a really good thing, or sometimes it's not. So that's why you get compensated with the mega credit production. So it's a little bit random, but it's really interesting, and makes for good combinations with the coming prelude cards as well.
ah,
I'm
okay,
not going
yeah,
to tell
yeah.
you more about it, but
So
it's nice.
so it's gonna be 4, or this is like 3 months basically in between then.
Yes, so this will be released tomorrow. It's going to be added for free to every order we send from the web shop
Okay.
from 1st of March to the last of May. March, April, May, yeah. And then we're going to have the summer season promo on the 1st of June.
Okay. Are they thematically bound as well to the season? Like I remember the winter one was skiing, right? So
Yeah, outdoor sports, and
yeah,
the autumn one was the harvest. So they were a little bit more coupled with the season. These will not be coupled with the season in the same way as last year.
yeah. All
Of
right.
course, prelude cards are usually really big projects. that
Yeah. You don't
yeah,
just do them during 3 months thematically in the game, I guess.
no.
It's like for generations to come.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really cool. That is exciting. I really like having everything for the game, of course. So I'm excited for this to pick these up. So
And speaking of that, since we're going to release new season promo every quarter, we really want more products so that people don't have to buy just the season promo. We really want to add new content to the web shop for people who like the game, and there are other games, so that they can always buy a new product and get the season promo just thrown in.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we released just recently was the first book in the trilogy about Terraforming Mars. So this is called In the Shadow of Deimos, and it's written by Jane Killick, who's mostly famous for her work on Babylon 5, the TV series Babylon 5.
Yeah.
It's set in the Terraforming Mars universe. So you're going to recognize the corporations. This is mostly about Thorgate and the workers on Thorgate in the early terraforming process when they're going to build the first cities. So I hope you're going to enjoy it, and it's going to be 2 more books over the coming years.
That's really interesting. I don't think that has happened before, that a board game has inspired written novels in that way.
Not, well, we released this in cooperation with a book publishing company called Aconite, and they're part of the Asmodee Entertainment Group.
Oh, okay.
And they are actually specialized on making tied in fiction. It's called tied in fiction. So they take famous board games and they do stories for them. And to be honest, I don't know all the books that they've already done, but I know that this has been done before.
Okay.
But it's not really famous. It's not really, people don't know about it yet so much. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting for us to have a professional writer making these stories about our universe, connecting our corporations together, developing these ideas. And you're going to see a lot of the project cards are being featured in the book. You see things happening in the book that you recognize from playing the game. So it's really interesting. It's really interesting.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool, like that's I also. I mean, we talked about this before with like the theme, like how the theme is important for you when you make games, and it's like, I mean, I have a heart, like I can imagine for a lot of like fantasy games that there are like fan fiction based on like the world that they are in or the universe or Marvel or whatever, but it's happening for Terraforming Mars as well. I think that is really cool.
Yeah, one of the most famous series, of course, is the Warhammer series. Warhammer has a lot of books written or connected to it, but it's not a board game in that sense. It's more like it's bigger than that. So another product that we're hoping to release very soon is puzzles. A lot of people have been asking about puzzles, and it's been a large interest in puzzles during the COVID years. And also now the people really they've been brought back to the puzzle, sitting together in the night and putting puzzles together. So we're going to release some puzzles for Terraforming Mars.
Is it going to be of the maps and so on, or is it just thematic images?
We had a really crazy idea. We didn't pursue it, but we had a crazy idea that we're going to release a new 4th game map that you have to puzzle together.
Yeah, that you can play on it.
You can play on it. But we didn't follow through with that one. We think people would be quite, it was a really nice idea, but people would be really frustrated when they have to pack it down all the
it would be pieces. It would bring the whole idea of setup time to a new level, right?
Yeah, extremely new level. It's like, let's put a puzzle together in 2 hours and then we can play on it. It was a really fun idea, but we didn't do it. So we're going to do something else, and I'm not going to spoil it right now. At least one of the puzzles is going to feature the box artwork. And it's basically going to be these really cool images.
Space puzzle. I haven't made a puzzle in years like that, but I would like to. Like it's something that I do enjoy doing. So this is going to be very cool.
Yeah, and it's like I told you before that we have a tradition in our family to do puzzle contests. So we basically have 1,000 piece puzzle in each of the homes of me and my brothers, and then we have a set start time. We call each other on the phones like, now we start like in 10, 9, 8, 7, and then we do the countdown, and then we start. And then the family who completes their puzzle first, usually within 2 hours or something, wins the contest. And it's something that comes back. We usually do it in the new year, but we also do it sometimes more now that we live more people in the same city as well. And so we're really looking forward to getting these puzzles from the factory so we can start doing these contests.
Yeah, that sounds really fun. I can imagine doing that in a live stream, just sitting around and putting together a puzzle. That would be fun.
Yeah. And you said something also, space puzzles could be a challenge because space is very dark. It's
Yeah.
very black, and it's hard to make interesting puzzles. So I know that Isaac has been my brother Isaac, who made the artwork for Terraforming Mars. He's been working a lot on some of these images to add nuances, to add color
Yeah.
shifts and gradients, so you can easily, more easily sort out different pieces of a puzzle, even if it's space. So you can see, like the light from some stars are more reddish, and
Yeah.
then you have some atmosphere coming in and tinting one side of it, and you have some galaxy lights are different shades, and things like that. So we're really working with them to make them interesting.
Yeah. It sounds really fun.
So the third project that we're working really hard and intensely on is the dice game, of course.
Yeah.
And dice game has been in the pipeline for a long time. We thought we were going to release 2 years ago almost, and it's in one way. We're sad that we didn't, because it's been a very prolonged project. It's taken a lot of time and work
Yeah.
to continue working on it. But on the other hand, it means that it's gotten better.
Yeah.
Like for each month we have to postpone it, it means that it gets better. So now we're very happy with how it works. We think we have settled on the final design, like the game design. Now we're working a lot with the graphic design. So we're going to we have new graphic elements for the corporations and new graphic elements for the card layout, and we're going to import a lot of the images from Ars Expedition, which a lot of people like.
Yeah.
Um, so for example, this is corporation. This is something we're working on. Of course, this is not rounded edges because it's a prototype,
Yeah.
but this is how it's going to be, going to look.
Yeah.
So we could, of course, go into all the details about, all the things you have to think about when making a card design. It's really, it might seem simple,
Yeah.
but these are agonizing discussions we have. It could go on for hours.
Yeah.
Just, should this panel be here? Should this effect on this panel be here? Should this icon, should it be a little bit larger, or should it be a little bit smaller? You have to balance,
Yeah.
playability with beauty and functionality and consistency. That's also one thing. We cannot
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You want people to feel at home, like from Terraforming Mars.
Yeah.
And
What So one of the recent designs we had for the prototype was this one. So we had a Martian background for the project cards, and then we had this metal panel. It's supposed to look like a phone or a tablet, a smartphone.
oh yeah. Yeah.
And so you have the big screen here, and then you have the cost up in the corner. Very, interesting. No, it's very simple design.
Yeah.
It's very,
Yeah.
yeah. Now we're working with something with less borders, because a lot of people say, give the feedback that borders are not modern design. So we went on to another design where we brought out the borders. We took away the Martian background. So this card in itself is now the metal panel that you're holding, instead of holding a card with a metal
Ah,
panel
yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
So this was one of the examples of new design. And we've moved on from that too, but I can't show you right now the latest design. But these are things that take tremendous amount of time
Yeah.
to finalize and to be really happy with the result. But we hope to release Dice Game this year. It's supposed to be released this year, probably with a Kickstarter running near to the summer,
Ah,
close
yeah.
to the
Yeah.
summer.
So then it will be like delivered the following
Uh,
year or something like that.
Oh, well, we hope to deliver it this year, of
Oh,
course,
okay.
but
Yeah.
with all the delays
Yeah.
happening, and it's not something we can promise, but we hope to have the
Yeah.
Kickstarter in the beginning of the summer or something, and then deliver it in September, October, November.
Yeah. Because Air's expedition was really quick, right? It was just a few months
Yeah, it
between.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we do want to have the finalized product so we can. People do this differently. Some people do Kickstarters, and during the Kickstarter they have a lot of feedback and they change a lot of the
Oh
project
yeah.
before they
Yeah.
actually print it.
Yeah.
we really want to have a finalized product before we go to Kickstarter. And the Kickstarter is basically our way of seeing how much demand is there, how many games should we print, and for which languages, and things like that. So it's basically, we're not expecting to make any changes once the Kickstarter goes live. We don't expect to make changes to the game. It's already done. It should just,
I think that's the best way to do it. But at the other hand, I think maybe small, like startup publishers and so on might do like, oh, we have this idea, and then, oh, we're going to make the game after the Kickstarter. So it's going to be 2 years before you get the game.
Yeah.
So it's like two different types of situations, really.
Yeah. And it's like, of course, sometimes you do find small details that you need to correct. Because, of course, we don't think of everything. And with a lot of people, thousands of people backing a project, of course, some of them will have really good ideas. On the other hand, it's going to be every change you make during the campaign will, even if it's a good change, will make people angry. You cannot. You're going to make people angry all the time.
And I mean, maybe it's more like, I think, like rule books and so on, like that kind of things you can brush up on after the campaign.
And remove, find ambiguities, like if some rules are not clearly written, or if it leads to question marks, make things clearer and more consistent. That's the kind of changes we might do that late in the development.
It's going to be really fun. I really look forward to playing the final product and seeing the changes you made now as well. I think I played like 2 or 3 different like versions of the prototypes as it's going through, and I just felt it got better every time I tried it. So
yeah, it's like, I know you put out a rule explanation for the dice game earlier, and I know that's not correct anymore. But it's fun to see the development, because we added a lot of flow, a lot of streamlined thinking into the game. So it's quicker, it's better, it's less random. So it's good.
Yeah, well, once it's ready, of course, I will have to make a new video and sort of update on that, and like put a text line on the old one saying, "Hey, this was in the in the process of being made." It's not. It's not how it works these days. So because that's with YouTube, videos stay there for years. So if someone watches it in 5 years, they might watch the wrong video.
Yeah, of course, and then the video instead becomes a study case in game development.
Yeah,
so they can see the developments going into it. So
that's cool as well.
I have this archive in my home where all the earlier prototypes of our games, including Terraforming Mars, and I can see how it looked 2 years, 3 years before we published it. It's interesting to go back to every now and then and see the development, see the refinement of a really rough idea into a finalized product.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, thank you so much, Jonathan, for joining us here on the channel and sharing this with us. It's really exciting, and I mean, we'll hopefully soon we can get back to talking more about the dice game as it's going on Kickstarter and so on, and I really look forward to playing that version as well, the final version. So
yeah, and of course I hope to bring you more news in the future. We are working on more projects that are very secret, eventually have to be announced. So
yeah, absolutely.
We'll meet again.
Thank you so much for joining, and thank you everyone who's been watching. Tell us in the comment section if you have questions and so on. For Jonathan mostly, but for me as well. You can let us know in the comments, and have a great evening, morning, or whenever you're watching. Take care. Bye bye.